Hello my loves, I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Today I'm here to bring you guys one of my absolute favorite treatments to perform on my clients as a hairdresser. Today we're gonna go over the Keratin Complex treatment. I'll be showing you guys the entire process from start to finish. I'll also be explaining the benefits as well as what to expect as an end result. I'll be showing you guys all of the products that I used with a thorough explanation of the step-by-step process. The keratin treatment is going to seal the cuticle of the hair while inserting the keratin protein back into it. So if you guys are ready, let's suit up, snuggle up, and take full advantage of this snow day. Hello there friends! Since I had this amazing snow day today, I decided it would be the perfect opportunity to sit here and film the entire process of the keratin treatment. Now I get a lot of questions about what is the keratin treatment for, will I benefit from it, and what can I expect as an end result? So to answer this question in a quick version, I typically tell my clients that the keratin treatment is going to give you the best version of your hair possible. The keratin treatment is going to restore the keratin that's been stripped out of your hair, giving it better shine, more luster. It's going to remove a majority of the frizz, and it's going to cut down blow dry time as well. Now, a lot of people are concerned because they do want to keep some of their natural curl, and they ask, will by doing this keratin process strip me and leave me with pin straight hair? While it removes some of the curl that you do have, it's not going to fully remove all of it. It's definitely going to remove frizz, but it's not necessarily going to remove all of your curl. Just think of the best possible version of your hair. Like imagine it in your head. That's what the keratin treatment gives you. So to explain the treatment process a little bit for you guys, there's going to be a very strict set of rules that we have to follow. Now it is best to do the keratin treatment right after you color your hair because it really locks all the color in and restores any kind of damage that took place during the coloring process. I have done true transformations with the Keratin Complex treatment, and I actually want to insert them into this video so you guys can see how amazing this process is and how the treatment can really just restore somebody's hair entirely. So the following clips are 3 of my family members who I have performed the Keratin Complex treatment on. As you guys can see, these are true transformations here. So the reason that the keratin treatment is so effective is because it restores the natural keratin protein that we strip out of our hair. The keratin is stripped through just everyday wear and tear, flat ironing the hair, chemical services, so this process infuses the hair with the keratin that it is lacking. And the entire goal of the keratin treatment is to seal the keratin protein back into the cuticle of the hair. I am keratin certified, so before we get started, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please be sure to do so. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button so you guys can stay updated on all of my latest videos. Please be sure to leave any of your questions below. I'll try to answer every single one of them. So if you guys are ready, let's get started. I want to show you guys the entire process from start to finish and show how truly transformational this process can be. Step 1, we are going to go ahead and clarify that hair. So not to bore you guys by showing you how I shampoo my hair, let's skip to the fun part. A clarifying shampoo is going to remove any of the natural oils on the hair. And for this process, we have to make sure that the hair is extremely clean. Typically, I like to do 2 or 3 washes, and no conditioner is used at all in this entire process. As you guys can see, this does leave the hair looking a bit coarse, but that's exactly how we want it for the next step. So now that our clarifying prep step is over, I had wanted to show you guys what the hair looks like when you're done blow drying it. It's more coarse to the touch and a bit frizzier, but in our next step, we're going to eliminate all of that. The keratin treatment is really going to help my ends. As you guys can tell, they're definitely dry, lacking moisture, and will definitely look a lot healthier by the end of this process. For step 2, we're gonna measure out 2 ounces of the Keratin Complex treatment. Once we pour the solution into the bowl, we're going to let it aerate for about 15 minutes minimum. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and suit up. And the reason why we're letting the product aerate is because it's extremely concentrated and it could be a bit irritating to the client. So we want to make sure that it's properly aerated and that we're performing the service in a ventilated area. With any kind of chemical process, everybody's a little bit different. Some of my clients don't have any kind of issues with it, and other ones have a little bit of a reaction where their eyes water. So it's always good to take that into consideration. So for the sake of filming this video, I wanted to part my hair behind the ears forward and show you guys the 2 front sections of me applying the Keratin treatment. So I'm going to begin at the bottom of this front section. And I'm taking a little bit of product onto my brush and I'm going to run the brush through the hair, almost using it as a comb in a sense, and make sure to saturate every piece of this strand. Now the difference here is we're not going to oversaturate the hair. So I'm taking my hard rubber comb and combing the product through the hair. This technique allows all of the extra product that's on the hair to be removed. It's actually going to sit on my hard rubber comb until I take the next section, and what I'm going to do is grab the comb with the excess product on it and comb through the hair as my very first step. This is going to pre-saturate the dry section of hair that we just pulled down, and it's going to allow us to save as much of the product as possible. Now, when applying the treatment, you want to make sure that you're not forgetting your ends, as they are one of the most important areas to make sure to apply to. And we're going to repeat this process and work our way up each section. And I figured I'd put some nice relaxing music and watch in real time as I apply the Keratin to my hair. So now that our processing time is complete, we're going to begin blow drying the product out of the hair. I know this may seem a little bit strange and you might be wondering why we don't rinse the product out. It's because the product stays in the hair and the heat from the blow dryer is actually just going to kind of cause it to disintegrate. As long as the product is fully blow dried out of the hair, there's not going to be any kind of residue left over. It's just going to feel extremely clean. Now that the product has been fully removed, we're going to move on to the last step in this process. As the last step, we're going to flat iron the hair in order to seal the cuticle, and this is going to give us that extremely polished, frizz-free look that the Keratin treatment is known for. I'm going to grab my heat-resistant comb and start at the lowest part of the back section. So what we're going to do during this process is we're going to run the flat iron multiple times over different sections of the hair. I'm using my Keratin Complex flat iron, setting it at a level generally between 390 and 400 degrees. We don't want to burn the hair. That's not the idea of this entire process, so we're keeping the heat at a moderate level. Now, the heat temperature is adjusted according to the client's hair that you're working on. If it's very fine, it's going to be less hot, whereas if it's coarse, extremely thick hair, we're going to keep it set at a little bit warmer of a temperature. By smoothing and running the flat iron over the hair multiple times, we're really going to be sealing in that treatment. Now, an important part of aftercare for this treatment is that you're not going to be able to get your hair wet for anywhere between 48 to 72 hours after this treatment takes place. You're also not going to be able to put your hair up either, because we want to avoid any harsh creases on the hair. So in the 2 to 3 days after your keratin treatment takes place, your hair is going to be extremely polished and it's going to appear to be super straightened. Now, once you wash it, that's going to go away. That's only a temporary result due to us straightening it so many times. Your hair is not going to stay as flat as it appears during the treatment. As soon as you wash it, your hair is going to return to normal. It's going to have more volume and the typical bounce that it usually has. Only thing that's not going to return is the frizz. Now, the first time after you blow dry your hair, most people come to me after the process and they are completely stunned. The blow drying time is cut dramatically down. Some people say it only takes about 5 minutes for them to fully blow dry their hair, and they're able to walk out of their house without having to straighten their hair after the treatment either. This is the point where you truly start to notice how transformational this process is. Now, one more item to note regarding aftercare of the treatment. You're going to have to start using a sulfate-free shampoo, which is really easy to find nowadays. There's so many to choose from. There are even keratin-specific sulfate-free shampoo and conditioners that you can find at any of your local stores. So I'm just going to continue making my way through the remaining sections that I have, and I'll let you guys watch this process. And last but not least, our final section of hair. As you guys can see, my hair looks extremely hydrated, it looks refreshed, it looks shiny, and it looks like the best version of my hair. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me do the keratin treatment on myself, and if you have any questions at all, please be sure to leave them in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!